Some Kenyan police officers have been barred from returning to work after a man in custody was found dead in his cell. This is the story of Albert Ojwang, a man who was accused of insulting a senior official in Kenya in an expose that he made. Now let's look at the story in detail. A police statement signed by the head of the police, the Kenyan police, that is Police Inspector General Douglas Kanja, said that while in custody, the suspect sustained head injuries after hitting his head against the cell wall. Now he was rushed to the hospital, and upon arrival, he was declared dead. What happened to Albert Ojwang? This has had Kenyan people asking questions, seeking justice for this man. This man is known to be a blogger, and he posts about a lot of things. Now, his arrest came on Friday after he made that post. And who was this senior person that they were talking about? It was the deputy police chief of Kenya. He accused him of tarnishing his image in the expose that he made. So people are asking, is this a case of silencing him? Is it a case of curtailing his freedom of expression? Or it was just suicide in the cell? Nelson, what do you make of this story?
It is always terrible to comment on stuff like this because, first of all, somebody's life has already been lost.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's dead just like that. That is unjustifiable. That is abysmal.
Yeah.
There is no way to justify this.
Because he was just a
regardless,
suspect.
Nothing can be done to bring back this human life. That means loss to family. That means loss to friends. That means loss to production. He's a blogger. He has something going on for himself. So first of all, that alone is bad. Okay, now let's come down to what actually led him to the police station.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue of him allegedly insulting or tarnishing somebody's image.
The deputy police chief of Kenya.
Exactly. Now, we cannot even justify or paint the picture of whether this was right or wrong or who was actually right or wrong about this because we are not even allowed to know the defamatory statements that have been made. So we don't even know what we are working with, whether he actually said something to tarnish the image of the said person. We don't know that.
And whether it was true or not.
So first of all, the legality of his arrest is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
First of all.
And he was arrested from his home. According to the report, he was arrested in his home and driven about 320 kilometers to the capital, Nairobi, to be put in cell, right? Far away from his home, no contact, nothing. And then the next thing the family hears is your son is dead.
So first of all, right from the bat, a lot of unconstitutional things are going on already. And this might not be unconstitutional, driving 300 and what kilometers to Nairobi, but
wasn't there a police station
suspicious.
In his hometown?
Exactly.
Why that particular one?
Well, out of all the police stations in where he was arrested, why couldn't he just be sent or imprisoned there? Why do you have to travel so many kilometers to go and arrest him somewhere else? So already, like, there's some sort of foul play involved here. Exactly.
There's for even the director of Amnesty International, that is Kenya's branch, told BBC that the circumstances around the death was very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Because they are claiming that he made false publications against this deputy chief police officer, right? This is every police station's second in command. So you don't need to send him to the capital, Nairobi, to put him in cell. Right, like you said, his hometown is there. There were other ones they bypassed. Why should he be in Nairobi?
Well, to my understanding, I don't even know whether insulting someone. Well, I feel like insulting someone to the point of slander or defamation is a crime. But simply insulting somebody, I don't think is a crime. So if you feel somebody has insulted you, I don't think it's the police station that addresses such issues. Well, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, if it gets to the point of slander or defamation, that is when I feel like it is a crime. But simply insulting somebody, how is that a crime?
How is that a crime?
That you need to, even if it is a crime, I feel like there are measures, right?
Even if it's a crime, like Ghana here, a lot of people
Exactly.
will go behind bars.
So are you telling me that people haven't insulted him before?
Yeah.
That the first time that he's insulted, then so that's even very wrong. For somebody to be in power, you don't want to be questioned on your decisions or your actions. It's wrong.
Okay, so
I'm not getting too emotional about this.
Yeah, you
but
are
this is an
getting.
issue of human interest, so it is emotional. Somebody is dead.
But let's look at the directive that have been brought out by the Inspector General himself, that the police officers who were on duty at the time the man died should all be suspended, barred from coming to the police station, and then their salaries also slashed by half for this particular month. Do you think that is enough?
That is absolutely not enough, because based on records, this man, the police statement or what the police station is trying to make us believe is that he hits his head against the wall, and that is what caused his death.
A newspaper actually reports that
hospital records are saying are giving evidence of torture.
Foul play.
Exactly. So if there's this foul play going on, you're telling me that you're going to slash his salary by for just 1 month and suspending him, I don't think that's enough. The entire police station should be arrested in their own police station. Something has to be. Look, we need to start taking accountability for some of our actions, especially those in power. So if somebody in power has done something so wrong and you are going to let it go, what if a resident decides, somebody of lower status in society decides to do something like this? What moral high ground do you have to try to punish somebody like this when you haven't set the example?
Exactly. I think it should be really investigated.
We all need to be treated equally.
We should, regardless
if
of
somebody in power has
committed
committed a crime of this heinous nature and he's gonna go scot-free for it, then I think all the criminals should also be walking freely. That is not to say that criminals should be released, we beg you.
That is very true. Now, a post-mortem examination is scheduled for today. So we'll see what they have to say, if it was indeed a foul play or a suicide attempt. We'll be waiting. And Amnesty International is also rooting for justice to be served. This is all we've got for you. Let us know what you make of this story in the comments below. Do you think it was a suicide? Even if it was suicide, what is this man killing himself for?
He literally has nothing to kill himself about.
I don't really
How
think...
can you come and tell us that this was suicide?
Yeah. I've been arrested and then I commit suicide.
Wrongfully, and I commit suicide.
No. Well, we wait for the post-mortem examination, and we hope that it is something good and someone is held accountable for this. Yeah. Anyway, subscribe, like, and share this story to someone. This is the News God.